if Andy Burnham becomes Prime Minister, what would his elevation signal?
It's very interesting with Andy Burnham. Britain has become somewhat ungovernable, and we see that in the fact that you've had a half dozen or so prime ministers since David Cameron over the tumultuous and very dramatic and very sad decade since the Brits made the mistake of voting for Brexit by a wafer-thin majority, but that's what happened. Um, Burnham differs from Starmer on two key things. One is that he favors electoral reform, understanding that the current situation where you have five or so middle-sized parties and no large parties, according to the polls, no longer fits a first-past-the-post system, which would create utter randomness in the election result. And the second is that he, far more than Starmer, is interested in taking concrete steps to undo Brexit, to return to the European Union. Labour has been selling itself and world something of a false narrative with a huge majority won by Starmer in 2024. It's true he won a huge majority, but that is because the Conservative vote was split between Reform UK and the Tories, which had not happened before. And under first past the post, that favors the other side. But now the Labour vote is split as well, because they're losing dramatically voters to the Green Party. So basically, Labour at this point is pulling under the Greens. They've also lost voters in the North, especially in the Midlands, to Reform UK, and they're going to get trashed in the next election unless something changes, basically. So remembering that Starmer only won 2% more than Jeremy Corbyn and only won his majority because of that split, understanding that the Labour vote itself is now split, we're probably looking for ahead of two things. One, some effort at electoral reform and possibly moving towards a mixed system that might be more proportional and more parliamentary. And the other is tentative moves to turn Labour into the party of un-Brexit, because that would give them a raison d'etre. And given that 60% of the British public regret Brexit, doesn't mean they all want to go into that argument again, but if a coherent plan were presented, they might. That would potentially restore the energy in Labour and the chances of Labour to emerge as a dominant party.
Good learning from you. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Perry, and sharing that insight.